Yo, what is up guys? Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. Keep your punches above the belt. I mean, it's hardly rocket science to decipher what that means, right? But, you know, in 2023, up is down, down is up, as above so below. Who knows, man? Maybe in that rationale, it was a legal shot, but no. Keep your punches above the belt. Honestly, looking at the replays, I'm not sure what the controversy is, quite frankly. I'm not sure. But it is what it is. What else can I say? But despite that, I felt Dubois did better than I certainly expected, and I think many people expected. This fight to me really signifies what Dubois is. I think there's ability there. I think he's one of those guys who does the basics really well. He's got a good jab. He can explode with some good power shots. He can time you now and again. He's got a good straight right hand. Turns the knuckles over, particularly on his straight punches, really well. I think there's ability there with Daniel Dubois. And I think he can get better in terms of skill set and tightening things up. But the kicker is he's got no heart whatsoever. He's too brittle, he's too fragile to really become anything in the heavyweight division. He'll always be there or thereabouts, but the guy just doesn't have a heart. He was in this fight in a sense, not in the sense of it being close, but he was in the fight in the sense of he was sometimes getting close to Usyk. You know, he managed to land some decent jabs throughout the fight. Sometimes some good straight right hands to the body, and even a few straight right hands to the head. Dubois certainly had little bits of success here and there that kind of kept him in with a shout. But, you know, once that temperature got raised, he folded. That's what happened in this fight. First round was your average Oleksandr Usyk first round. Both guys were really feeling each other out. Usyk was a lot more active with the lead hand, I felt, firing more jabs. Both guys were battling to get control of a lead foot positioning as well as lead hand position. Both guys, you know, throwing jabs, things of that nature. Usyk landed a couple of straight lefts. Not much in it, but I felt Usyk won the first round. And I felt Usyk really picked up the pace in round two. Doing similar to what he did in the first round, but he started to introduce that southpaw left hand into the equation. He was level changing, sometimes feinting the jab, then coming over the top with the overhand left, which was catching Dubois. And in round two, I felt Dubois kind of looked like a deer in the headlights. I felt at that point in time, this could actually end quicker than I expected. I felt he got completely outboxed in round two, Daniel Dubois. And, you know, the same in round three. Dubois was better in round three. He tried to actually hold centre ring a bit more, get the jab going. Occasionally he would land it, and Usyk wasn't having quite as much success in round three, but he still won the round. I felt Daniel Dubois had a good round four. Tried to start targeting the body of Usyk, once again trying to get the jab going. There was a moment where he countered Usyk. I think Usyk was letting go of a combination, and Dubois tried to counter up the middle with a right uppercut. Kind of caught Usyk on the ribcage. I liked that idea. I wanted to see more of that from Dubois, was him trying to punch with Usyk. Because on the occasion he did it, he managed to land a shot or two. He was getting outlanded, but when he actually threw with Usyk, and when he threw in the middle of Usyk's combinations, he actually landed here and there. Round 5, though, was the controversial point of his fight. Towards the start of round 5, Dubois landed like an uppercut come hook to the body. The referee called it a low blow. In my opinion, rightly so. There's a lot of still images going around. Some make it look terrible, some make it look legal. Watch it in real time. Look at where the initial connection is, and then make your mind up from there. I think it's a clear low blow. I don't get what the controversy is, quite frankly. I really don't. But regardless, Usyk then goes down. It's ruled a low blow. He gets several minutes to recover. This is where the referee didn't cover himself in glory. This is where I have a problem with it. Usyk, after like 2 or 3 minutes, he said, "Yeah, let me continue. Let me continue. I'm okay." Then the referee insisted, "Yeah, you've got 2 more minutes," and he basically wouldn't let Usyk continue for another minute. The referee was Louis Pabon, by the way. When Usyk said he was okay, he should have just let him continue. That's what I didn't like about the situation. So yeah, the referee in that instance was Buki. Usyk said he was clearly okay to continue, but he made Usyk wait like another minute maybe before the fight resumed. With that being said, Usyk really closed out round 5 quite well, started to up the pace. He was trying to implement his right hook behind his southpaw right jab. He was level changing. He himself was starting to try and dig to the body with a straight left hand, and he really upped the tempo in round 5. Dubois tried to go back down to the body, primarily with a straight right hand. On occasion it landed, but Usyk won round 5. And basically he won every other round after that, quite frankly. Dubois had moments in rounds 7 and 8, but Usyk's work rate, his volume, was just far superior, and he was outlanding Dubois basically in every round. He may have even outlanded Dubois in the round I gave him. I gave Dubois round 4. But yeah, Dubois in rounds 6 and 7 had moments here and there, showed flashes of defiance, but ultimately not enough to win rounds. But yeah, round 8 was where it started to go downhill for Daniel Dubois, really go downhill. Usyk was really controlling the round for the most part. You know, he pretty much had his lead foot on the outside of Dubois at this point in time. He was winning the battle of a lead hand. He was popping off the jab, that sort of thing, like Usyk does, as we've seen in many fights. But he closed the round really well, landed a really good combination, double jab with like a right hook, and that basically, yeah, made Dubois take a knee. Beats the referee's count, and then the bell rings. But round 9 was where the fight ended. I think at this point in time he realised Dubois was there to be taken out, and he started round 9 aggressively, and he landed like a lovely lead right hook come jab, bang on the chin of Dubois. Dubois took a knee, and he basically tried to get up at like 9.99 to make it look like he wanted to continue, but he really didn't. The referee then waved it off. He did technically beat the count, kinda, but yeah, Dubois had enough. No complaints that the fight was stopped, and it was what it was. So yeah, there's going to be controversy surrounding this fight. I don't get it personally. Keep the punches above the belt is always a pretty common instruction among referees in boxing. But again, like I said earlier, in 2023, what is up is down, and what is down is up, you know? It's 2023 we're talking about here, you know? We can all be what we want to be. Be damned with reality and facts, right? That's 2023 for you. You know, postmodernism and all that. But yeah, clear low blow in my opinion. As for the performances of both men, like I said with Dubois, he showed what he can do to a certain level. He showed that he does have some ability, but again, zero heart. That's going to be a big problem going forwards. And also, I'm not even sure whether it's a chin issue with Dubois. I just don't think this guy likes getting hit, to be honest. And as for Oleksandr Usyk, was it his greatest performance? In my opinion, no. One thing I didn't like was him always pointing to the referee when Daniel hit him low. And by the way, most of those shots that he was calling were low. If you actually watch the fight fucking clearly, they were low, but that's not the point. If you're doing that away from home, the referee's not going to be so kind, and you're going to give your opponent a tell on, you know, that you're uncomfortable. So going forwards, Usyk needs to cut that out. I didn't like seeing that personally. I didn't like seeing it. And that's a trend among, like, Usyk, Lomachenko. They do that a lot. And they need to cut it out, quite frankly. Because, like I said, it could be a tell for your opponent that they may try and capitalise on. So, yeah, enough of that from Usyk. Overall, wasn't his greatest performance. But at the same time, aside from round 4, in my opinion, he won all the rounds. So, listen, certainly solid, certainly decent. just maybe not quite as dominant as we were expecting. And yeah, hopefully now we can move forwards and get the Tyson Fury fight. Maybe Tyson Fury saw some vulnerabilities in Usyk's game. Hopefully that makes the fight happen. This fight for me doesn't really change the way I feel about Usyk and Tyson Fury, so to speak. I still see Usyk as a real intriguing challenge for Tyson Fury, something completely different, the speed, the movement, etc., southpaw stance. I still make Fury, I've always had Fury as a favourite, but again, I would still give Usyk a real shot in that fight with Tyson. I still think he's a very live fighter against Tyson Fury. So yeah, listen man, hopefully we see it next. Hopefully there's no more fucking about. Fingers crossed Fury beats Ngannou, and yeah, we can go from there. But anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy, peace.